What's going on, everybody? Happy 2025. We hope that everybody is staying blessed, staying safe. Of course, taking care of yourself out here. Welcome to the Queen Mimi Podcast. This is our first live show here on YouTube. This is something new we thought we would try, for 2025 to put ourselves on a bigger platform. Of course, expose ourselves to more people. Let you guys know, who we are, what we do, why we do what we do, our backstory, a little bit of our upbringing, so on and so forth. So we will be live the first and third Friday of every month. We'll be live on our other YouTube channel the second and fourth Friday of every month. So yeah, on top of the shows we already do, which we're gonna get into that in a minute, we done added about 4 or 5 more live streams to our schedule. So some gonna be at home, some gonna be while we out working because we do DoorDash and whatnot during the day. So with all that being said, hello to everyone that's seeing us and hearing us for the first time. We are Queen Mimi. We are the host of the Queen Mimi Podcast. It's gonna be, I think, 4 shows we about to name. The host of the Queen Mimi Podcast, which we do our Sunday Positivity Talk every Sunday right here on YouTube as well. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and that show is basically where we spread positivity, motivation, share a little bit of our personal journey, current topics, current issues that are very, very close to us, like mental health, domestic violence, suicide awareness, just to name a few. So make sure y'all come through and check us out on that show. We do our radio show, the Queen Mimi Radio Show, every Tuesday evening, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Little different vibe. We play our own original music. We keep up with current topics, Hollywood actors, singers, things that's going on the news, so on and so forth. But we definitely make sure we keep it, to a certain limit or whatever to tell the truth, or we say allegedly, so on and so forth, and we keep that going. So we play our own original music. We discuss current topics, current issues that's going on, and what else? Just run our mouths, share a little bit of our personal journey on that show as well. So come through and check us out on that platform. And we also do our show, Real Talking Real Topics, which we do talk about Islam, almost the same vibe, the same flavor as our radio show. We keep up with current topics. We touch on a little bit of politics and current issues that's going on. Like we said, we focus on mental health. We went through it, experienced it, so we definitely know what it's like to go through that, so on and so forth. So we pretty much, like we said, have the same vibe that we do with our radio show and our podcast. And tonight, we on here live right now. Y'all gonna see us again, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are debuting our brand new show, the Queen Mimi Blog, and it's gonna be about the Asiatic woman, how to basically love yourself, deal with motherhood, sex before marriage, modesty, loving yourself, learning who you are, coming into your own, being different, standing out from the crowd, all that. So that's going to be on all our platforms at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we done incorporated our whole work schedule into everything we got going on. So we still out there working 12 hours, and we're going to be coming home on certain days to do all of our shows. So we did all this during the month of December last year, so we can make sure we got everything together and we ain't overwhelming ourselves too much, driving ourselves crazy, so on and so forth. So we very, very excited about that this year as well. So for those that are seeing us for the first time, we do our show here on our YouTube channel all the time, the Queen Mimi Podcast. And we got into that to teach, wake up, help inspire, be as best of a leader as we possibly can with our experience, what we done been through, so on and so forth, the stupid mistakes we done learned, the mistakes we done made, or should we say bad choices because they weren't mistakes. Do we know that was going to happen? Absolutely not, but, it is what it is. You live and you learn. Shoot. You live and you learn and you keep going. But one of the reasons why we got into it is to, like we said, share our story, share what we've been through, share what we done learned, how far we done came, our life, our journey right now, what we still learning, because you never stop. You absolutely don't. And to basically, let all our sisters know, we've been through it, we still going through it, you know what I'm saying, but we still here. And so as long as we got breath in our body, we got a pulse, we said no matter what, that's it, that's all, we're going to get this done. So 2024, make a long story short, was a awakening year for us. We learn stuff every year, but always going into the new year, we don't know what it was. About 2024, we realized that people ain't going to show up. They not going to care. They not going to support. And that's just putting it as bluntly as we possibly can. But we always have the habit of, looking out for other people, even us moms, taking care of other people, not thinking about ourselves. And when we do, we feel selfish, like, you have to. Because main thing we had to learn is if you're not taking care of yourself, like, you're not going to be any good to anybody else. And that's something we had to learn. And we had to cut off a lot of people, aside from the people that we already cut off, to do that. We sitting around here wondering what's wrong with us, what we ain't doing right, so on and so forth, and how we can be better for the other people, not for ourselves. Nah, no, we said we're not doing that no more. We came into this year with a whole new damn attitude, like a whole new outlook, especially these past 4 years in Islam, a whole new outlook, a whole new attitude. We don't even care what you call it anymore, because we got to do what's gonna make us happy. As long as we ain't using or abusing nobody, do what's gonna make us happy, what's gonna bring us success. Um, it ain't necessarily or really ever about the money. We know, like we said, that's gonna come. We just gotta keep doing what we're doing. Like we said, no matter what comes our way, no matter what we go through, we're the ones that decide our destiny. We're the ones that's gonna get us to where we need to be. And we sitting here putting everything into other people. What we saying, worrying about what they gonna think, what they gonna say, so on and so forth, and they living their life. And we ain't no hater. To each his own, as you should. You should live your life. We ain't got to agree with it, but we ain't no hater. Do what's gonna make you happy. That's what we got to do. We have 4 kids, 2 grown, 2 almost there. We back off a little bit because we don't want to be the overbearing, mom, and let our kids learn. But we here for them. We got advice, as best as we can. We weren't a perfect mom, but we did the best we could. But just to give them the best advice we possibly can. Work on leading them in the right direction. Of course, they're gonna wanna veer off on their own path and figure it out. We ain't mad at that. We had to figure it out. We just wish we had the love they had, if they had any idea. But we digress. Make a long story short, had to back off. Y'all are grown now. We raised y'all. We do not regret having y'all by any means. But now mommy got to live her life. And yes, we a grandmother too. We check in on our grandson. We know we don't look like it. We gonna be 40 this year. Y'all just don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. But yes, we do have one grandchild, and we letting our daughter learn, so on and so forth, just like we had to. We had our kids young. So it is what it is. So we had them young. Think before we was 30, we had all our kids. But the bright side, as crazy as it's gonna sound, we learned a lot. Like, we wasn't even really finished being grown, like, before we started having them. And we had to learn about ourselves. We learned about our kids, raising them, teaching them, taking care of them, and working, daycare, school, and all this stuff. But we can say we accomplished a lot through all that chaos, and we learned a lot through all that chaos as well. So, it's been a beautiful crazy, how can we say, upside down journey. But the bright side is we always, focus on and look at is it got us to where we are now. You know what we're saying? Just pushing ourselves, motivating ourselves, encouraging ourselves, most importantly, loving ourselves. Please do that, y'all. If anybody that see this, love yourself, please. And let it show from the inside out. You ain't got nothing to prove. We know this. But when you step out there, look A1. Because you want to look cute. That's what we do. We be ordering clothes and shoes and all that stuff and rings. Not to impress nobody. Because we went years without taking care of ourselves. We thought we was. We thought we was doing the damn thing. Nope. Not by a long shot. We was off. And we actually saw a picture of ourselves when we was in Atlanta a couple years ago. We looked a hot mess, and we gonna say that about ourselves. We gonna put that post up. Probably I think it's gonna be like a couple weeks. We're gonna put that post up because we was like, no, absolutely not, ma'am. You are not doing it. This ain't working. You got to do better. So we look back between then and now and be like, we are so glad we made that change. We are so glad we decided to step up and be different. And all of this, everything we saying is why we do our podcast, our radio show. We're talking real topics. And of course, we're going to be doing our blog this evening in a couple hours. We're really excited about that. That's why we do it. Because we've been there. We still there. We're not finna act like we got it all figured out. We have more knowledge now, but nah. We're not gonna act like we got it all figured out. We still learning. And we always will be. And another reason why I wanted to get on here and share with people that's not in our, audience as well about who we are and what we do. We got into producing. We've always been writing. We love spoken word. We about to incorporate some rap up in there, thanks to our husband. But always been writing, producing, modeling, author, podcast, radio. Now about to be a blog host. We got a lot going on top of working. On top of working. So Wednesdays we take off. We gotta take them days off and rest. Might take another day off, here and there throughout the week just to recharge our minds so we can get refreshed, get back on it, keep doing what we're doing. But yes, all of this took a long journey. If people only knew what it took to get here, and we pretty sure y'all know you've been through your own story and your own journey as well. But if people only knew what it took to get here and what we had to go through to get here, and we're going to be sharing that throughout our live stream as well, you guys. So make sure y'all subscribe and we'll subscribe back. Um, People have no idea. They have no idea. A lot of people, almost everybody we run into, yeah, they wouldn't even know, like, if we don't tell them. We've been through domestic violence. We've been through homelessness, suicide, uh, single mom, 4 kids, dropped out of high school. That's just the beginning. People wouldn't even know. We don't really tell that on our shows. That's the only time we do it. Because we are not in the position to judge anybody. We've been there. Yeah, we've been stupid. We've been foolish, whole 9 yards, but absolutely never, even if we don't agree, we ain't got the authority to judge anybody. That's not what we about. It's to make you better, just like our opportunity came around. We accepted it. Now we seeing the best version of ourselves that we can ever possibly be. And like we said, there's still more room for growing and learning who we are, where we want to be, what's going to make us happy, what path we want to go down. We want to continue down the same one, go back, which we're not doing that. We're not going back to that weak, no backbone having, always got to prove themselves female, argue back and forth with everybody. We don't cut people off. We are not playing. We've been doing that over the past 4 years. And this year, 2025, if you ain't got no opportunity, you ain't helping us, you're not supporting none of that, can't deal with you. You dealing with people that we ain't cool with, so on and so forth. Nope. We've always been antisocial anyway. So being by ourselves, which you really not, it's not a problem. Because when we say by ourselves, we mean we're not surrounded by fake people. We're not surrounded by perpetrators or people that's pretending to be something they're not. We've always, and for a while, we thought this was weird. We thought being different was wrong. Not following the same pattern. We just didn't jump on trends, and we still don't. We don't know. We just don't feel the urgency because everybody does it, and we understand why. Because everybody they're working on blowing up and going there constant everything just like we are. But we just never have. We just always we never fit in anyway. But it's like we don't have the desire. That's one of the other reasons why we stopped being on people's networks, no radio, podcasts, whatever. Because we like to do our own thing. Not saying we can't take no advice or whatever anybody have for us. Now we're not saying that, but we just know things gonna get done. You know what we saying? They gonna get done right. Excuse me. They gonna get done right, and ain't gonna be no issues, no excuses, none of that. We just always been the hands-on type person. For one, that's how we learn, and two, like we said, we know it's gonna get done. And we know it's going to get done the same way we envision in our head. Because all these are our shows. We ask our husband for advice, and y'all going to hear him on Real Talking Real Topics with us throughout season 2. We just did the premiere last night. But yeah, we ask him for advice, but ultimately it's up to us. How we going to do this? We going to elevate, we going to grow, we going to evolve, we going to learn. And we always will be. We cannot say that enough. We always will be. So that's one of the things we pride ourselves on. And aside from all the other thousand things we do, what we said, podcast, radio, modeling, writing, author, producer, I think that's it. Did we miss something? Well, that's it. We got so much stuff going on. We had added to our schedule. It's now finna work on growing social media, connecting with the right people, being ourselves, being authentic. And one of the major things we gotta keep in mind is not competing. Not being in no race with nobody. We happy if anybody doing what they do. Don't get us wrong. But we gotta stay in our own lane and stay focused. We got to. So we salute any and everybody that's doing what they doing. But we gotta do our own thing. We definitely got to do our own thing. So we was our schedule, introducing everybody to who we are, what we do, and what you guys can look forward to. We're gonna be doing our podcast, like we said, the first and third Friday of every month, and then we're gonna jump on our radio, our YouTube channel, the second and fourth Friday of every month. Pretty much the same vibe. Recapping on what we talk about on our podcast, our radio show, and of course we're talking real topics, and basically chilling, um, hitting hard hitting topics, tough conversations, tough issues, sharing a little bit of our personal story, our personal journey, so on and so forth, how we got to where we are. We're going to probably have some interviews, so we're going to set that up as well over on our YouTube. And don't think we're going to be able to play no music, but we'll work all that out. Y'all come over on our StreamYard. Y'all can hear us play some of our music on there. But yeah, if we ain't forgot nothing, think that's pretty much it, y'all. We just wanted to get on here and do a quick little live stream, like we said, tell you guys who we are, what we do, so on and so forth, what you can expect. Like we said, coming up next week, each and every Friday, throughout the year of 2025. Just through everything. incorporate these live streams into our schedule. So we are very excited to get to know people, connect on a whole nother level. And now we found out you can go live on his. Oh yeah, we're gonna be popping up. We're gonna be tired, but that's gonna come with the territory. When you want to build, you're an entrepreneur, you're in hustle mode, you're in grind mode, it's going to come with the territory. So we already told us, Mimi, you're going to be tired. Manima, you got to get up and do this. You want to see something different, you got to get out there and put in the result. Ain't nobody else going to do it. No shot. Ain't nobody else going to do it. You got to make a decision. You want to see something new? You want to be different? You got to do something different that you ain't never done before. So regardless of who watch, who come through, show support, we got to keep doing what we're doing. We actually love sitting on here and doing live streams and talking. So we're going to make sure we continue on with that as well. So, where we at, 20 minutes? So, we got a few more minutes. So, yeah, talk about a couple more things before we get off of here. But, yeah, our journey coming from, foster care, child abuse, domestic violence, homelessness, 4 kids young, got diploma, went to school a couple times, couple relationships, so on and so forth. We're gonna be sharing a little bit of that with y'all, just to let everybody know. And we can't say this enough. We done been there, shoot, we still there, and we gonna get to where we need to be. That's it. That's all. But this year, like we said, 2024, we learned a lot. We really did. And we wanted to come in 2025, whole new attitude, whole new mindset, whole new mind frame, different path, so on and so forth. And we had to cut off a lot of people to do it because we had to get focused. Not saying we're not proud of what we have done already, because we are. With everything we've been going through and dealing with, most people would have quit. Most people would have quit. So yeah, we're gonna pat ourselves on the back because we gonna be starting season 6 of our podcast Sunday. We just did season 2 of our Real Talking Real Topics, our podcast. Gonna be doing Queen Mimi Radio next week, and we're gonna be getting on our live stream. So we got to do this, and we hope to have our own talk show one day. So that's the other reason why we gotta keep going. So we're gonna be learning, growing, talking, posture, wardrobe, all that. And trust us, we working on all that. We've been ordering a lot of stuff, and we promise it is not without reason. We can promise y'all that. But yeah, we making changes. We know, and y'all go check out some of our videos. So you see how we done grown and learned and changed some things. Got new flyers and everything done. Got new music on our show we're gonna be playing, which will be original music from yours truly. Thanks to our husband, we learn how to produce and make our own beats, create, and so we're excited. We're working on new music as well. Gonna be doing that start Wednesday on our day off because we just got so much going on the other days of the week. Yeah, we're gonna have to focus on that on our off day. So we got a couple songs written already. We're working on more new music, spoken word, like I said, incorporating rap in there along the way. Like I said, we got a lot going on. We're gonna be restarting our magazine. We releasing our poetry book we released a couple of years ago. So like we said, we got a whole lot going on, but we love it. We mind our business. We do what we got to do. That's it. That's all. We ain't focus on nobody else. What they doing? None of that. None of that at all, y'all. So before we go ahead and get out of here, make sure you guys check out the Queen Mimi podcast, the Queen Mimi radio show. We're talking real topics, and we're gonna be adding our Queen Mimi blog for the original Asiatic woman on any podcast streaming platform. You guys, y'all follow us from the Queen Mimi podcast on all platforms, and make sure y'all check us out live on our podcast YouTube channel the first and third Friday of every month, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, you guys. So thank you to everybody. We saw a few people jump in here. Hope you guys enjoyed the live. We just wanted to get on here and do a quick one. Next week will be an hour because we're going to have some topics going on. Hard how can we say, hard hitting. This ain't gonna be no soft. We gonna make sure we respectful and all that. Personal, deep topics, y'all, that we talk about on our shows. We're gonna bring them over here and do the same thing, y'all. So make sure y'all check us out. I hope to see y'all again. Once again, happy 2025 to everybody, and we're gonna be live on all our platforms around 8:30 p.m. You guys, doing the debut of the Queen Mimi blog. So we hope to see you guys there. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe, and take care of yourself.